Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne Williams with Back to Earth Creations, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about how to launch a successful sales campaign online. I'm just going to be talking to you guys about what I have done and the varying degrees of success that I've experienced that way you can cherry pick um, what might be helpful to you. Some things that I do, you're like, that would never work for me and my product line and what I do and just me as a person and business person. But it's a starting point, and that's I get questions a lot from a lot of y'all about I started my Etsy store, I started my Artfire store, and I'm not making any sales. What do I need to do differently? And that can be really challenging. Like, that's the biggest challenge because there's such an expanse of cool stuff on the internet. It's not making the product and posting it on your store and having good pictures and all of those things. Like, those are important and vital, but the most important part is the marketing of it. And so that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. Is my favorite campaign. Like, when Randy and I are talking about it, we use the term sales campaign. We are not official business people. There's probably a more accurate term for it, but eh. So what we do, and you could do this same thing if it's your very first time putting together an Etsy or Artfire or website or anything. I'm going to keep saying Etsy because that's what I use. Whether it's your first time, whether it's your 100th time, it's but let's pretend like you've just started a store, just to simplify it down. So the first thing that you're going to want to do, sorry, I got a sneeze coming, is put stuff in your Etsy shop. You're not going to make sales if you don't have an online, you're not going to make online sales if you don't have an online platform to sell them through. I've seen a lot of people be very successful through just posting things on Instagram and selling them kind of auction style through the comments. But again, you could ask a million different artists how they go about selling their stuff and get a million different answers. So I'm just going to just what I do. Put together your Etsy shop or your Artfire. I post anywhere between 10 and 50 things for sale, because you'll want to have those things ready because you're getting people, you're building the hype through your social media and your sales campaign to come to the shop, and you don't want to be spending all this effort on spreading the word and building the hype, and then people go to your shop and they're like, oh, that looked really cool, and then there's nothing there. And I'm very guilty of that, especially towards the end of a successful sales campaign. Sometimes there's nothing left, which is amazing for me and for the people who bought stuff, but for the people who are just coming in, that's their first impression of my shop. So you might even want to have a second wave of backup posts. That way you're not overwhelming the customers right from the get-go. They're not having to sort through 200 different items and getting decision fatigue. But have a second wave of stuff already, pictures taken of and everything ready to post just in case you're wildly successful. So your store is set up, it's linked to your bank account, all of the little technical setting up of your store things are ready. When you're taking pictures of your work, two big things to keep in mind: indirect natural lighting, and put your camera or phone or whatever you're using on some sort of tripod, even if it's a pile of books. Those two things are going to help you tremendously in getting much higher quality pictures very easily without you don't want to spend a bunch of money getting this stuff put together to make this happen. So try to keep your finger out of the frame. If you're like my partner Randy, every time he takes pictures, he still holds the phone like it's a disposable camera from the 90s. And so his finger is almost always over the corner of the, it's like that number, you know what I'm talking about? So just, and it's a digital age. It's not costing anything for you to take 10 or 20 pictures of something and then delete through and find, the perfect one. Do a little bit of editing, not necessary. I don't do editing on a lot of my stuff because I don't want to put a filter on it and a cute frame or anything and distract from the true color of the piece, the true metal tone. Sometimes those things can get lost in translation. And you may actually, I know Etsy at least will let you post multiple pictures of the same product on your product listing. Get some pictures of it under, you can see it with my ring light. It shines right off my glasses. These behave the same way as a cabochon. So get some where the light's reflecting off of it to show, is it a high gloss finish? Is it a matte finish stone? What's up? Get under fluorescent, under natural, under direct. doesn't cost anything. It's just your effort, and the amount of effort that you put in on this is gonna, like, you're gonna reap the rewards. So we've gotten our store set up, we've gotten our stuff posted, and we haven't even told the world that we exist yet as far as our store goes and, you know, our sales campaign. So you have all of this stuff ready. For price point, I'd recommend anywhere between $5 and $100. Whenever we're stocking up our store, I want to have something for every budget. Not everybody is going to be able to afford the $100 piece, but oh boy, when I sell one, that's like a party. Like, it's amazing. Like, I hug my dog. Like, I get super excited because that's a huge deal. But I also have a lot of $5 items, because if somebody likes my work, but like all of us, they're on a budget, or they're just like, it's a brand new shop, and they're like, I like your work, but I've never bought anything from you before. I've never bought anything off Etsy or Artfire, etc. before. So, you know, before I spend a bunch of money, I want to just try it out. Like, I want to see, you know, do you even ship? Like, because you never know, you know, what somebody's past experience with buying online is. So it doesn't hurt at all to have something very simple, very, you know, $5 budget range posted up for sale. But yeah, because you do want to have a varied price point, though, because you can only make as much as what you have for sale. You know, if you only have $30 worth of stuff posted, granted that's six $5 pendants, it's not an empty store, you're only going to make $30. So stock your digital shelves for, I just bumped a tripod. Stock your digital, we can do this, guys. We can say words. Stock your digital shelves so you can, moving on. Your store is up, your shelves are stocked. Now it is time, this is what Randy and I do, to have a giveaway. And instead of paying, I've never paid Facebook, Instagram, DeviantArt, like any of the websites that we've ever been on, we never ever pay for ads, because there's no guarantee like that is going to translate into actual sales. Also, it's not guaranteeing an organic growth of your audience. And because, ooh, we'll get to that. Sorry, I've got like 70 things bumping around in my skull right now. We'll make a product that, say our budget for the month for doing a giveaway is $25, because that's what we might have been selling, you know, or buying ads for. So make a piece that is somewhat representative of your work. I'm just going to use this one as an example, not just representative of your work, but representative of what's going to be in your Etsy shop. You wouldn't want to post something like this as a giveaway and then have people come into your shop and all you have is jewelry like this. Like, you want people to be able to come in and look and see, you know, bring them in with, if you have like a bunch of wire wrapping in your Etsy shop, it's probably a good idea to post a wire wrapped piece. That way, you know, it's congruent. It makes sense. You know, like, don't advertise you're selling apples and they come into the store and you've got nothing but oranges. So that being said, I've done giveaways in the past where I do a custom piece, and that was a lot of fun, both for me and for the client, but I ended up going way over budget because I lack self-control. So by having a piece pre-made, you've established your budget, you're within that budget, people know exactly what they're gonna get, and you just take some pictures of it, maybe do a video or something, and you start promoting on your social media that you're active on. I personally am really only active on Facebook and Instagram, and then here on YouTube. And those are the three that I really focus on. Some people are very successful on Tumblr and Pinterest and Twitter, and I don't have the capacity to, like, I can only juggle the three. If I try to add in more, I start dropping stuff and everything goes to crap. So even if you just do one, even if you're just on Instagram, for example, because they let you, like, you can set it up where it'll post to Facebook also, which is what I do because it's easier. But anyways, so let's say we're just doing it on Instagram. You're promoting it on Instagram, and maybe you have a YouTube channel. And so we'll do the post, we'll put it together, we'll have like all the hashtags figured out, like hashtag giveaway, hashtag wire wrap jewelry, hashtag, you know, like for this one, I do tiger's eye jewelry, hand sculpted by handmade. Like, you can Google like you can even, without even leaving Instagram, you can just type in the search bar on Instagram wire wrapped jewelry, and oftentimes it'll have suggested other like tags that are similar to that tag. I sit down with a pen and notebook paper and write down like 50 tags, and then I go through and I just fill up, and we'll get to that about adding tags and stuff. But again, people aren't going to know to find you unless you do the SEO and the tags and stuff. So we'll get to that. You've made the post, you've figured out your tags, which instead of putting, for me, we're already to that part, instead of putting all the tags in the like picture description, if that makes sense, I put them in a comment, and I comment immediately on my own post with all the hashtags. That way people aren't having to scroll past like a mile of hashtags whenever they're going through their feed if they want to click the view more to read more of the description. And I request that people like the post, like the page, or follow the page, whatever, context, like my Etsy shop, because if you have your notifications on as a shop owner, you get notified when people like it, and document everything, because that's really going to help cross-reference later. Like the page, like the post, like your Etsy shop, share the post with their friends. Like that's a little bit easier on Facebook, because I don't understand how stories work on Instagram. Like I'm not good at this. I'm just a professional person who does this for a living, and I'm not very good at it. Like I don't know what's going on. So yeah, if it's like on Facebook, like share or like tag people, or something. And you could do it where they can post as many times as they want, and each post counts as an entry. Or you can do it where, one person per entry. And the way that we do that is we go to randomcommentpicker.com, and you just put in the link for the Instagram post or the Facebook page or the YouTube video, and it has a selection where you can be like, only unique posters, or comments, or only comments that have this like phrase in it even. So there's that. But yeah, and so that's how we end up picking our winner, and then I cross-reference to make sure that they did actually like the Etsy shop. But usually by that point I'm like, and all this while, it's your innermost circle of friends who are going to like the post and like your page, and because they love you, they're going to support your stuff, and and then but they're going to share it, and so it'll end up being a friend of a friend of a friend, someone that you may have never met because they went to primary school with your cousin's nephew's best friend's uncle or something, like, but they'll see your work and be like, oh my god, that's amazing, but I never win anything in a giveaway, so and they don't even bother to like or anything, but they go to your Etsy shop because they never knew that you existed before, but they're suddenly, you just found your biggest fan. They go to your Etsy shop and they're like, oh, look at all this stuff, this is fine, this is $100, like, and they'll shop and they'll fall in love with your work, hopefully. That's the goal. And you'll start hopefully making sales that have nothing to do with, it's not nothing to do with the giveaway, but the sales that are independent of the giveaway prize winner. And so you're going to be getting people exposed to your shop, and organic growth of audience too, because that's the people who are going to be liking and sharing and subscribing and all of that stuff are on some level, either they have a gun to their head. I'm probably going to get demonetized for saying that. Oops. But they're either like, their friends like, hey, I really like this person, do this. Or they really like your work. So odds are they just really like your work. So they'll click and like and follow, and they'll see more of your future work. They might not buy something this time. They might not buy something for a year. They might not buy something for 5 years. But 6 years from now, they might buy a buttload of stuff. So there's that. So it's organic growth of the audience, people who are genuinely excited about your work. Like you can't buy that. Like it's like that does not happen whenever you pay for ads, because these are people who are going to be commenting on your posts, they're going to be liking your posts, they're going to be being inspired by your work, and you're going to be who they think of whenever it's somebody's birthday at the office, or it's Christmas time and they want to get some presents, and so they'll kind of, be thinking of you. And as a result of the giveaway, because who doesn't love free stuff too? I mean, come on. Like if I see a giveaway online, I'm like, oh yeah, and I click like and share, all that stuff. So you're running the campaign. Typically, I only run them for like a week. And that's a pretty long time. Like, I'll post the thing, I'll be like, and I'll spam it. It feels like when I'm posting and stuff, and I have a really hard time with that because I don't want to be like pushy and spammy to people, but sometimes because of the algorithms, people just don't see it. So I post it every single day, and I stay very active on engaging in the comments, answering people's questions and stuff, because again, at least currently, it feels like the algorithm is like, oh, this post is more active, I'll show it to people. So you'll be like suggested in people's feeds and stuff more. Or I'm just imagining that. Honestly, it all feels like wizardry and I don't really know what's going on, but that's what I do. And it seems to be working. So, we run the campaign for about a week, and then we pick the winner, we announce the winner, and we ask them to email us privately, either email or DM, their shipping info. Like, they gotta tell you where to ship it, and then we try to ship just as prompt as we can. And then at the end of that giveaway, though, everybody who's commented, like, as a way to like we'll keep sharing that same single thread all week, and then at the end of it, we'll post a new thread, and we'll post the winner. We'll talk a little bit about the experience, whether it was mind blowing, or oh my god, I learned so much, or just something like, it's your life. Talk about it a little bit. That's what social media is for, not just pictures of my cat, like, or your cat, or everybody's cat. Send me pictures of your cat. But we'll talk a little bit, and then at the end of the post, I announce a coupon for my Etsy shop for everybody. Like, it's like as again, a gratitude. Thank you guys for spending your time, it just liking, sharing, subscribing, just keeping up with us. And that way, kind of everybody wins at the end of the giveaway. And since it's a coupon for like maybe, I personally stick to percentages because I don't want to do $10 off and then have somebody buy two $5 pieces and suddenly I'm not making any money. Whereas if we do 10% off or 15% off, it really kind of just offsets shipping. Unless it's an international one, when it costs an arm and a leg and your firstborn child. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I'll do like 10 or 15% off the whole shop. And that way, again, anybody who might have been on the fence about, oh my gosh, that $100 piece is so beautiful, but it's too expensive. $15 off though, maybe they'll buy it, or maybe somebody will buy like half your shop. I don't know. That's happened sometimes. Y'all have been crazy generous to me. And so that's why I do these videos and stuff, is y'all have helped us we have gotten over 1,500 sales on Etsy since opening our shop in 2017. And that was because we did have a shop that had opened up in 2010, but I forgot the password to it. So then I opened another one. Like I said, I'm not very good at this. Like, if I can do this, y'all can do this. It's kind of slow sometimes to get that ball rolling, but once you get it rolling, you can keep it rolling, and you can kind of do this, and you could do a giveaway once a week, you could do a giveaway once a month. It's entirely up to you and your workload and your budget, and it's your business. Do what feels right to you. And now I do want to talk a little bit, though, about the expectations when you go in to do the giveaway. I think it's really important to just focus on the gratitude of, thank you guys for the opportunity for me to even think about doing this, because you're going to get a lot more going in, like emotionally, you're going to get a whole lot more going in if you have low expectations. And that sounds terrible, but it's, if I go into doing a giveaway and be like, I want to hit 1 million followers on Facebook. It's like, that's an unrealistic expectation. Like, maybe if I focus on, instead of focusing on the numbers, like I want to hit this many likes, I want to hit this many shares, I want to hit, because based on the algorithm or how people are feeling that week, or there's too many variables that are out of your control that can affect those numbers, and those aren't real, genuine measures of success anyways. Invest into things emotionally and in your business that are still going to exist if the Wi-Fi goes out. Like all the likes that we get on like an Instagram post or something, those don't mean anything when the internet's off. What means something is the person who saw that piece and got inspired and came to my YouTube channel and learned something from one of my videos and went to somebody else's YouTube channel and learned something else, and now they've got their own business and they're making their own jewelry and they made all their family and friends as Christmas presents. Like, that matters to me. Like, and it's so like, go in with a focus that's on things that you can control. So instead of setting money or like a number or financial goal, like, you can still have hopes. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm always like, I want $1 million. I hope I make $1 million. Like, it's, no, I'm out here like shaking a chicken, being like, come on, money. Like, I'm hopeful, but my expectation is I want to put in the work and I want to consistently post 7 days this week promoting this ad campaign. Because then, regardless of the result, I have accomplished what I set out to do. I did the thing, and yeah. So there's that. And then I can look at it and be like, okay, maybe I need to be posting at 3 in the afternoon when a lot of my client base, maybe they have like kids that they pick up from school and stuff, and that's when they're sitting scrolling through their phone, waiting in the car, as opposed to 8 in the morning when they just don't have time. Maybe I need to post in the evening. Maybe I do need to post at 8 in the morning. Like, kind of look at, the analytics, as relentlessly merciless as they can be, do at least show you when your peak view times are, when things kind of peter off. And then each giveaway that you do, each kind of sales campaign and stuff that you do like this, you're going to be learning more and more about your client base, who are a unique group of people that it's like, you can't just be like, oh, this is just how it is on the internet. There's people are so like kind of weird. Sometimes, like, some people are night owls. Sometimes, people who like my work may have never Googled to find your work, but then, you do a giveaway and they see it, and I share it and they see it and they're like, oh my God, this is beautiful. I didn't even know that I needed this in my life. So you never know when you're going to find people that you're going to connect with that way, and how that's going to help, them just have fun shopping, you make a business and keep it afloat, and not just survive but thrive. Like, I don't know, I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I think that's what we do to to sell stuff on Etsy or eBay or Artfire or Shopify or your Squarespace store or Weebly, or just wherever you have your stuff posted. Just like, we actually made a shop I think we're through Weebly right now, but we own the domain for like backtoearthcreations.com. And then so I link everything to my domain, my backtoearthcreations.com, and then from there you can click on gallery, which takes you to my DeviantArt. You could click on shop, which takes you to my Etsy. You can click on tutorials, which takes you to my YouTube. But I have one active hub that keeps me from having to list like 70 links to everything, and it just kind of streamlines everything, gets it all focused off in the same spot. So just keeping it simple, not just for yourself but for potential clients, is a very good thing, I think. But yeah, if y'all have any questions, comments, or ideas, please leave them down below. If you have something that works for you, I'd love to hear it, because y'all come up with stuff all the time that I would have never even thought of. So I love learning from you guys. And if you enjoy my work and would like to support the creation of more tutorials, please check us out on Patreon. You can, for just $1 a month, you can join us for our Saturday exclusive live streams. We also do craft along kits, behind the scenes stuff, like, I don't know, it's listed over on Patreon. But yeah, thanks you guys so much for spending time with here. Thank you for spending your time here with me today. I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee and get back to work, but I look forward to seeing y'all in our next video, and until then, happy crafting. Bye.